13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
It is a nice looking start to what will be nothing short of a hot and humid day, but a pattern change that is on the horizon. I'll have the details for you coming up.
Authorities in Central Georgia taking action to fight a drug problem. How one sheriff's office is working to address fentanyl in their community.
And a man speaking out on the lack of public transportation in Houston County City, why he believes having that option is important.
Working through the pain, how a Houston County mom is helping other kids and parents after the death of her own 2-year-old in an accident.
Good Thursday morning, Central Georgia. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this May the 19th. Thank you so much for staying with us. Happy Baby Friday to you. I'm Wanya Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Heck. Kind of like hazy look out there. It's, just not that beautiful sunrise we're used to seeing, Courtney.
That's right. And I checked the air quality and it says it's fair. So I guess it's nothing that's of harm to you, but it does look a little hazy out there, doesn't it? Right now you're looking live on top of Atrium Health Navison. It is warm and muggy out there. That I could definitely tell you. So as you step out the door, a very different feel, setting us up for what will be nothing short of a hot and humid afternoon. 69 in Fort Valley, 70 in Roberta, 69 up in Forsyth, 71 down in Perry, and 72 in Hawkinsville and in Cochran, and 73 in Irwinton. Area-wide, low 70s, wind coming out of the southwest. That's pulling in that warmer and more muggy air. And you can see we're anywhere between 9 to 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Definitely a noticeable difference out there as you step out for your Thursday. Today we're heading into the upper 90s, and that is on track for Macon to tie the record set back in 1965. You factor in the humidity and it is going to feel warmer than that today. Thankfully, this is the warmest day on the 7-day, and then our pattern change that involves rain will ultimately help bring some cooler air. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Courtney. This morning, we're taking a closer look at opioids and how law enforcement is focusing on getting one type off the streets.
The Drug Enforcement Agency says opioid deaths rose nearly 40% from 2020 to 2021. Some authorities in Central Georgia say they've seen that trend too, especially with fentanyl. The DEA says fentanyl is similar to morphine, but 100 times more potent. It's typically used to treat severe pain after surgery, but Crisp County Sheriff Billy Hancock says it's on the rise in recreational drugs.
Hancock's team recently made an arrest where they found, get this, 10,000 fentanyl-laced pills. He says they've seen even a few fentanyl-related deaths as well.
I don't think people know that it's being laced, or they certainly wouldn't take it. And then there is a high that goes with it, just like any other medication or drug that they're abusing or taking.
Sheriff Hancock says it's important to know where your medication comes from, to buy it in the store, not on the street. He says if you know someone selling fentanyl, you should call their tip line. We
have that number in our story right now. It's on 13WMAZ.com. There you can also read about how the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is addressing the drug problem as well.
In Bibb County, there's a new focus on water safety after the drowning death of a 17-year-old at Amerson River Park.
We've seen far too many drownings. One drowning is way too many. But over the past years, we've seen several drownings out here.
The latest happened Tuesday night. It's at least the 7th drowning at Amerson in the past 10 years. Many people come to the Ocmulgee River, and there are signs advising people to wear a life jacket. There are also signs telling people how to swim out of a rip current. State law does require kids under the age of 18 to wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket to board a moving boat or watercraft.
Another point that I'd like to point out to our listeners is please know your river. Know where you're going to put in and know your takeout locations.
Fire Chief Shane Edwards says when you're on the river, stay safe, stay hydrated, but most importantly, if something goes wrong, call 911.
It's for this morning, closing arguments are expected in the murder trial of Tara Grinstead's accused killer. The defense rested its case yesterday, and the prosecution offered a rebuttal. They called a GBI inspector and medical examiner as an expert in the analysis of Ryan Duke's testimony. Duke's defense lawyers have argued he was under the influence of drugs during the interview and that he was scared. The GBI inspector says the agent interviewing Duke made mistakes while questioning him, but he still found the confession credible. Also yesterday, the judge questioned a couple of jurors about falling asleep in the jury box. The judge actually dismissed one of those jurors, but allowed the other one to stay on. The prosecution and defense will each get up to 2 hours for closing arguments. Turning to election news this morning, you only have 2 more days to get out and vote early ahead of the May 24th primary.
And today and tomorrow, the last 2 days you got. In Macon Bibb, there are 2 spots for you to go to early vote. That's at the Board of Elections office on Pinona Avenue and the Elaine Lucas Senior Center on Willie Smokey Glover Drive. You can go between 8:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m.
One of the November races candidates who are looking to advance for a Senate seat is former Georgia Bulldogs running back Herschel Walker. He is one of 6 candidates in the Republican primary. He campaigned in Macon yesterday, making a stop at the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. You see him there. Walker addressed topics like border security and abortion rights. In the Democratic primary this upcoming Tuesday, Raphael Warnock faces one opponent. We want to make sure you have information you need before you head out to the polls next week or even this week. Remember, you can find key dates and races in our May 2022 election guide. It's on our homepage. You know where to go, 13WMAZ.com.
You can also just text the word VOTE to the number on your screen, 478-752-1309, and we'll send a link to that guide directly to your phone. Turning to the roads, a man says Central Georgia's most populated county comes up short when it comes to public transportation. He says Warner Robins needs to step it up. 21-year-old Armando Valles lives in Byron. He was born prematurely and it left him blind. He says he often finds himself relying on others to get around town because of the lack of public transportation. Valles says that's frustrating.
For example, how am I going to get to work? Because Lyft and Uber and all those taxi services are very expensive right now due to inflation.
People in the international city have access to a private business called Warner Robins Transit. It provides on-demand and paratransit services with reservations made 48 hours in advance, but the city does not own it. Sticking on the roads, tomorrow you can ride free with the Macon Transit Authority. MTA says they're partnering with Bike Walk Macon for a car-free day. It's a day that Bike Walk encourages people in Macon to park their car for a day and commute using free public transit, riding a bike or walking to cut down on air pollution, save a bit of money, and improve your health all at the same time. MTA says tomorrow's free fare day includes unlimited rides for everyone on fixed route and paratransit.
Stop, drop, and rolling over to an event today. The Bibb County Fire Department will hold a groundbreaking for its new training center. Groundbreaking. It's happening at 10 this morning. The fire department will live stream it on their Facebook page. Crews recently tore down the 38-year-old Charles Smallwood Center on Tinker Drive. The new training complex is set to open by the end of this year. Nearly $3 million in SPLOST money will cover its construction. Also today, Macon Pop says they'll make a huge announcement and they want you to be there when they do it. They'll hold a press conference to talk about their upcoming events as they prepare to celebrate 10 seasons of music here in Middle Georgia. Macon Pops will also discuss plans for a celebration gala with a special internationally known guest star. Now the announcement will be happening at Mercer Music at Capricorn and Studio B. There will be food and drinks there. I always love to hear them, Caitlin.
I know, they are so good. All right, well, still ahead on 13 WMAZ Morning.
He genuinely is concerned about his guests and wants them to make sure they're safe, that they're satisfied, and he's just honestly one of the best humans I've ever met.
Well, nurse Morgan Hammond and her friends from the hospital frequently visit El Bronco and Warner Robins. When they go, they'll sometimes switch up their order, but they would never switch up their waiter. His name is Carlos, and just Carl, as he's sometimes known. Find out why he's always bringing service with a smile. We love to see it. All right, 6:39. This forecast not exactly putting a huge smile on my face. Heat and humidity, that combo just...
I know. It's not good at all. You know, since, I live with my fiance now, I always feel for her because she'll be like, it's going to be humid outside, so I have to do this with my hair. And
yes.
I never truly knew the impact until I got here on the morning show. And then, us living together now, I'm like, wow, the weather, it's very, very important.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hairspray going on between Courtney and I today.
You walk into the girls' bathroom at about like 10 minutes before the show starts and you'd be like,
that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, it is. It's a dangerous place to be. Oh, man. Yeah, the humidity definitely going to be on the climb. So, ladies, if you're like Caitlin and I, whose hair needs to stay a little fuller through the day, or you just like it to be that way, you're probably going to want to put a couple of extra sprays of hairspray in the hair today. That's for sure. All right, so let's talk about what's going on out there. Here's a look at our surface map. We have a warm front to our north, high pressure to our south, and wind is now surging in out of the southwest around this area of high pressure. So what does that mean? We're now under the influence of the Gulf of Mexico, which provides us with all of that warmer air, but also more moisture. So ultimately, we are going to be quite humid. And as you step out the door this morning, you are going to notice that humidity. Also, probably should note we do have a warm front to our north, and that is going to just help aid in that warming trend for the day today. You're looking live on top of the fairgrounds, very festive looking fairgrounds. I've seen a couple of people already out working, getting ready for the big event that kicks off today, May Days on the Midway. We were talking about how it's only been 2 years. It feels longer than that, but if you can remember, they did this when we couldn't have the full fair because of the pandemic, and I think it was a great addition. It's always nice to kind of get a sneak preview of the big event in October and May. It's always a lot of fun. 69 in the city of Perry, dew point in the upper 60s. The closer you get to 70 dew point wise, the more humid it feels. 70 is considered tropical. That's when it's summertime sticky, and we're almost there, everyone. So gear up for a hot and humid day. 70 in Macon, 70 in Byron. We're at 68 in Fort Valley, 70 in Forsyth, 73 in Irwinton, and 71 down in Hawkinsville. Area-wide, low 70s. You can see that wind surging in out of the southwest, so that's going to lead to nothing short of that hot and humid day I've been talking about. So if you are going to May Days on the Midway today, it kicks off at 5 p.m. That is close to the heat of the day. We'll hit our maximum temperature today around 3-4 o'clock, which is going to be about 98. So by 5, we'll be a whole degree cooler at 97. And then by 8, yes, we're still going to be near 90 degrees just before sunset tonight. Going to be very, very hot. And by 11, if you are planning on staying a little later tonight, that is when everything wraps up. The event goes from 5 to 11. We'll be near 80 degrees. Do keep in mind it's going to feel hotter than that with the humidity in play. So with that moisture in the air, those temperatures are going to feel hotter. By 1-2 o'clock, it's going to feel like the upper 90s. So you students who are going to be heading back out from school today, getting on the bus, it's going to be a steamy ride home. And I think feels like temperatures today are going to head into the triple digits. It's going to be very hot and humid. So can't stress enough that you drink your water, especially if you are heading to May Days on the Midway, doing field day, after school activities. That's all very important. We could maybe have a stray shower today, just with that extra moisture to work with today in the heat of the day. We could have a stray shower, but rain chances do go up tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we could have some shower and thunderstorm activity get caught up in that southerly flow and offer us some showers and thunderstorms between around 5 and the sunset hour. Not going to be a washout if you have any Friday night plans. Saturday morning, we're dry, but then as everything heats up, again, we have all those showers and storms roll in from the south, and it looks like our best coverage of rain will be closer to the sunset hour for now, but expect by the evening for that coverage of rain to go up, and that will be a trend, higher rain chances, especially as we head into Sunday. We'll have a cold front start to move in Sunday and Monday. That'll increase our coverage of rain and ultimately help give us a break from the 90s. We'll end up in the mid to upper 80s Sunday through Wednesday.